Good morning. It is January 10th, and as promised, I am attempting to do a few more vlogs this year. So it's not going to be like a super exciting weekend, but I do have quite a few things that I'm going to be working on. I do tend to get up before everyone else in the house. I've already been up, watered the plants, fertilized most of them. My husband got me a hydroponic garden for Christmas, and seeds are starting to sprout, so I need to add the fertilizer to the water. But it's like you add water to the pellets and then they have to dissolve, and one of the kinds hasn't fully dissolved yet. So I'm going to finish fertilizing that in a little while. The plan is to go to the yarn store at some point today, hopefully not forgetting to film anything about it. I have to take my daughter driving this weekend to get some more practice. I did just join the Love and Stitches membership for the first time. I'm not very good at community building, but I do want to kind of work on it. And honestly, some of it is a little overwhelming. So this weekend, while I'm not trying to squeeze it in between everything else after work, I want to try to get on a Zoom of some sort and see if I can figure out kind of like how to keep up with all of this. There's a lot of people on the Discord, and I'm just kind of like, how do you keep up with all the conversations if you have about 5 minutes at the end of the day? So trying to kind of figure out a good place for me to start with some of that. Because, it's good to have a community. I'm not very good at doing it in person. So I'm making an attempt at it online. So we'll see how that works. But one of the big things I want to do is I do have this shelf space. I will show it to you in just a second. It has this old bookcase that I got. It's got to be like 8 or 9 years ago, secondhand. It was $10 at the time. And the thing is not very stable. It's holding up, but it has a shelf life, which sounds weird since it's a shelf. But I had started thinking about what I wanted to do, and I don't know. This year I just kind of decided that I'm tired of feeling like this house is temporary. We're going to get stuff done in it. And so I have, instead of this bookshelf, I am going to be attempting to put some shelves directly onto the wall. It'll give me more space for books, more space for some of the other little knick-knacky things that are supposed to be on the shelves, but also it will allow me to move on from this other shelf. I don't know if we'll just end up completely getting rid of it or if it'll be repurposed for a little while. Again, $10 used like 8 or 9 years ago. So like, it's pretty old, and when you see it, you'll see it was not a stable, steady one to begin with. And then while I'm doing that, I also have a shelf that we got. It's just a much smaller one for my daughter's room. I don't know how successful I'm going to be with this. I might get very, very frustrated. But part of my goal for this weekend is to try to get this space that I'm going to show you in a second here looking a little better, looking a little different. And then, of course, I have my knitting projects, and I want to do a little spinning. I am this close to finishing some fiber that I had put together for my kind of scrappy fiber project. And I'm almost to the bottom of the bowl of fiber, and then I get to mix up some new fiber. And I was going to do it like 2 weeks ago, and I keep just not quite getting enough time for it. Honestly, it's probably only like 20 to 30 minutes of spinning to finish that bowl, and I'd really like to get that done. So I got quite a few things I want to get done. I don't know that I'm going to get to all of them, but I'm going to see what I can do. So let me go ahead and show you this space that I'm talking about. Okay, so just kind of ignore the doors around here. This is the old shelf. I'm not going to shake it too much, but you can kind of see I can shake the whole thing with one finger. Not the most stable. Whole bunch of books. I've already somewhat gone through it. These 2 boxes of books are ones I'm going to be getting rid of. Those are ones that won't fit. I've got this really fun little tea shelf that we got in Japan, and a variety of toys and bears. I don't know if you can tell they're all very, very dusty, so I need to do something to kind of get the dust off. I don't know. I'll have to Google the best way to get dust off of decorative toys. But it's not the worst space, but it can do better. Okay, so I've had to redirect a little bit. The shelves where I was going to put them, half the wall was registering on the little stud finder thing as having electrical stuff in it. And while it seems completely unlikely that it's all like a web of electrical cords, I'm not drilling there. I'm not doing that. So the shelves will not go where I want them to go. I knew there was going to be some electrical stuff there, but I figured it would be workaroundable, and I just have to be like, hey, here's where it is. Maybe adjust some stuff, but no, there's just no doing it where it is. So we're redirecting, and I have been trying to get everything set up in my craft room. I used to have a bunch of crochet hooks up there that I took down, spackled the holes, and now we're going to go see if I can put at least 3 of the 5 shelves that I planned on putting up out there. I don't know if I'll be able to still hold my books on them because I had a couple other places that I thought about putting them, but none of them worked quite as well as my original vision. So I'm definitely bummed about that, but redirecting, figure it out. I have about an hour until I'm going to try to hop on like a new term Zoom and kind of see if maybe that helps me figure a little bit of this out. And then after that, I'm going down to the yarn store. So I don't know how much I'm going to get done in the next hour, but I'm going to see how much I can get done today and how much is probably going to get shoved off until tomorrow. All right, so I just spent another hour and I did not manage to hang up a single shelf. I am now sweaty, tired, and frustrated. Next time, I think I just need to hire a handyman, but here we are. Now I'm in it, but I'm taking a break. I'm going to try to join into this members something, new members winter term kickoff. There we go. For Love and Stitches, and hopefully I'll sit and knit with some other people and feel better. And then after that, I'll go to the yarn store, and then I will come back and fight that shelf again. Okay, so I just left the Zoom. I'm feeling a little bit less frustrated by my shelves. I'm now through one side of my vest and starting the second side. So made some progress on that, feeling a little bit better. Now I'm going to go out to the yarn store with my daughter, get gas in my car, and then hopefully come back and succeed with these shelves. All right, so I made it back from the yarn store. I got this bag at a local yarn shop day a couple years ago, and it was really good because I was trying to match 2 colors with yarn I already had to work on specific projects. And I don't know when I'm going to start them, but I wanted to have everything ready for when I do. This one is not mine. My daughter picked this one out. She wants to make a shrug with it. So this is what I had from the Little Wolf Knits. And this is one of Three Loves colorways that we got to match it. And this will be a sweater because this is not all I have. And then again, another one from Little Wolf Knits. And then this one, this is DK weight, this is fingering, but it's kind of like a light DK, so I might put a pale pink lace weight I have with it. I don't know. But this is what I picked to go with it. And I think it's going to be a really good, like, winter time, because the color is peppermint bark, but I really feel like it's like chocolate covered strawberry too. And then I got a little yarn bowl that's just pink and spider webs and ghosts, and I love it. And then I've been thinking about these yarns. I changed my mind on the color, but this is what I picked. And I am going to make probably a twisted t-shirt with it. I'll just combine it with something, maybe a gray, that I already have. And I think it'll be a very pretty one. So that's all the yarn that I got. I need to put everything away at some point here. But before, like, more than putting away one bag of yarn, what I really need to worry about is I still have my books all over the place. I still have stuffed toys from the shelf all over the place. Installing the shelf things is still a mess. So the next thing I need to do is, my goal is to just get one of those stinking shelves hung up. Things just keep going wrong. I just need to get at least one shelf hung up. So I'm going to go fight that right now. And then I'm hoping that I can just stop working on all of it in the next little while, decompress, work on my projects. I'll probably have to finish this tomorrow, but I need to end on a win. So I spent all morning working on the shelves, and I managed to get one shelf hung, and I don't even know that I like how it's turning out, and it needs technically a couple more screws because my drill ran out of batteries. It feels like it's been a really long, frustrating day with a lot of fails. So I'm going to look at it again tomorrow, figure out what I want to do, and for right now, I'm going to see if I can hop on another Zoom and get a little knitting done. Good morning. It is now January 11th. I got nothing else done with the shelves and reorganizing yesterday. So this morning, the goal is just to get it livable. Not necessarily to finish the project, but everything is still kind of a mess. So I need to get it where I can survive and thrive through the week. If I can get something going that has like a great, woohoo, we got everything done. But just the whole thing fell apart, wasn't going the way I wanted it to. I think I can still somewhat salvage it, but also I don't know that I can when I'm still this frustrated. I started this like vlogging this weekend thinking, cool, I have something to do. I'm going to be able to show like I transformed this area. Instead, this is turning into a cool, I made a mess, but a different mess. So I guess that's just kind of the reality of how my projects usually go anyways. So I am going to go and see what I can salvage of what I started yesterday. I can't devote the whole day to it because I still have to do things like laundry and just every other parts of life. I had a list of things I needed to get done this weekend, and I mean, I've done about half of them, but it's some of them I can't just not do. So I'm going to get going on that, and hopefully I will at least finish this weekend with some relaxing and a plan. Okay, so things are still a mess, but I have made some improvements and some things are waiting for logical reasons. So let me flip you around so you can kind of see where everything is looking. All right, so this bookshelf I got just put right back, but now all the books that I'm keeping fit on it. They're stacked a little weirder than you'd normally do it, but it all fits on there. Here is where most of the mess is because I painted the wall. So most of the mess is cleaned up, but I spackled holes, painted the wall, and we're gonna get a handyman to help with the rest of it. But for right now, I'm just letting the wall finish drying, and then I'm gonna move stuff back a little bit later. Right now, I'm just gonna sit down and knit for a little while, watch something that I don't have to think too hard about, and relax. everyone, that is all I have for this weekend. I'm going to go ahead and get this edited and out. I definitely didn't meet all my goals for the weekend. I wanted this to be a cute thing where I reorganize everything, and I did reorganize and things are no longer dusty. Everything's vacuumed where I move furniture in places that I don't always. So I'm trying to look at the wins, but definitely wasn't a raging success for all of this. But I did still get some things I wanted to do done. I did get some spinning done, some knitting done. And again, at the very least, things are properly dusted and vacuumed in places that if I wasn't trying to do something else, I probably would have moved a bookshelf and vacuumed behind it this weekend. So I'm trying to look at the win. Yeah, let me get this edited before I start babbling, and I will see you all again soon.